Hello, welcome back to Thicc and Fit Adventures. My name is Isaac, this is Anna. Today we're gonna go over the Rogue Abram 2.0 GHD machine.
All right, so today we're gonna start with the specs. The length of this GHD is 73 inches. The height of the GHD is 44.5 inches. It comes with foam roller pads that are dense pads, same as the pads on the bench press. It has 10 adjustable holes for hip to leg length. It has upholstered hip pads for your bum and your back and your quads. The base of this is 2x3 and it's black powder coated throughout the machine. It's made in the USA and it weighs 222 pounds. Not hard to move because it has wheels where you lift this up and you can move it throughout the gym. And it's not too heavy.
All right, now that we got the specs out of the way, let's talk about what you can use or what you can do with this machine. So we'll give you the 5 basic ones that it was really designed for, and then there's a little bit of extra at the end. But you have the glute ham raise, hip extensions, you have the glute ham iso hold, and you also have the GHD sit up on this one. So what we'll do is we'll demo those right now, and we'll show you exactly what each of those are, how to do the proper setup, and how to do the movements on your GHD machine. All right, the first movement we're gonna do is the glute ham raise. This is the end position. So what she's gonna do now, she'll end up starting in a parallel position to the floor, and then she's gonna use her hamstrings, squeeze her glutes, and use the glute and the hamstrings to lift her body up to this final position. So she'll go ahead and demo it now. Comes down to a flat position, squeezes her butt and hamstrings, comes back up to a full upright position. That's the glute ham raise. Next, we're gonna go over the hip extension. So on the hip extension, what we're looking for is the hip is gonna be off of the pad. So it's gonna be slightly out in front. She's gonna go down to her head towards the floor, and she's just gonna extend at the hip and come back down to a parallel position. So she comes, you can see her hip is off the pad. Come back up, down, and back up. Good, so you can see that hip is off and we're just flexing, hinging there at the hips. The next thing we're gonna do is the back extension. So on the back extension, we wanna have the hips more on the pad, and we're gonna control like the down. So she's gonna round out her back as she comes down, flex it, and then come back and roll it all the way back up each time. So now that her hips are on, she's gonna slowly roll her back from the top down all the way till she comes down. And then she's gonna bring those shoulders up and flex. And then when she comes back, she's gonna go in reverse. Lower back, roll it all the way up to the top into that nice flat position. That's your back extension there that we just demoed. The next thing we're gonna demo is the glute ham isometric hold. So we'll show it at a parallel position, and then we'll show it at a 45. So first we're gonna go to a 45. So she's gonna come down, keeping the glutes nice and tight. Now she's holding with her hamstrings and her glutes at a 45. Go ahead and rest. So that was at a 45-degree angle. You could do sets of those. Isometric holds are a good way to build that muscle and help out. Now she's gonna go and come to a flat position and just hold it here. Good, 3, 2, 1, come back up. And on those isometric holds, you could increase the complexity of it. You could have some weight down here on the bottom where you're just holding that weight, or you could just do sets and reps just with your body weight, which would be sufficient to work that, especially the isometric holds. The 5th movement that we're gonna demonstrate is the GHD sit-up. So on the GHD sit-up, what we're looking for is, you can see that her hips are off of the pad. Knees are slightly bent on the initial part of it. When she goes down, she's gonna nice arch with her knees slightly bent. And then to come up, she's gonna squeeze the quad, which is gonna push her knees down. activate her hip, and then she's gonna come up each rep. So you wanna go ahead and demo that? Comes back, squeezes the quad, uses the hip flexors to bring her up into that position. And then we finish by touching the pad all the way up here to make sure that we get full range of motion on the top there. The GHD sit-up, if you are not familiar with that, we highly recommend that you just start off with just try and get maybe a few sets, or not going all the way down to touch your hands to the floor. Maybe just come to a parallel position and then come back up and then increase as you go, because that stretching of the abs and then flexing at high reps could cause a lot of like tears in there, which could also lead to rhabdomyolysis. So we do not want that for you guys. So make sure that you guys ease into it. If you have experience like Anna, then you could jump into it, knock out 50 to 100 GHD sit-ups in a workout session without causing that kind of damage. So ease into those for sure. And if you're not ready, I would recommend maybe a PVC sit-up and then just work into a flat position, ending with all the way down, all the way up. So that's the 5 basic movements for the GHD. There's a lot that you could do with this. You can sit on here in reverse, so she'll be laying on her back. You could have some weight, a PVC bar, and you could just do Russian twists with hanging off, like looking up. You could do reverse hypers with this to get the similar motion if you don't have a machine, but you would just sit in this position, holding it here, and same thing, just lift up and then relax and come down. Oh, like we talked about earlier, you could also add weight to any of these movements. Like she mentioned, there are holes in the front side where you can add little pegs that are designed to put some bands around, so you can make some banded resistance on any of these exercises. Okay, you want to talk about the price?
Yep, so the actual machine is $740. It was $90 to ship here in Albuquerque because the location is in Ohio, so depending on where you live, that could be different. And then the tax is about $63. So you're looking at about $900 total for this machine. So in conclusion to this review and everything that this machine does, it's not something that we would recommend you get if you don't already have more of the basic things that you need. It's not going to help your training as much as the other things that we've already told you about.
Yeah, so if you already have the basics and you have a pretty good foundation in your gym, then you can step up to the GHD. If you don't have this, or you're just still working on the new build out, you're new to the garage gym or home gym life, then there's some exercises that you could do instead of the GHD as you start building it up. You know, you have weighted good mornings, weighted RDLs, Romanian deadlifts. You could get with a partner, have a pad. Your partner will hold the feet down, and you can do from the floor, and you could do those glute ham raises with a partner. You could increase the complexity of your sit-ups by maybe doing a PVC sit-up, where you're utilizing the PVC to get rid of any kind of momentum, and you just concentrate on that core. And then of course, having that ab mat beneath you is gonna help concentrate just on those abs. So you could build up to that so you don't risk that any kind of like rhabdo or injury of the abs. If you are ready for this bad boy, we 100% recommend you get this if you have the experience and you have a strong foundation inside your home already. And the reason why is because this is specifically designed for the glutes and the hamstrings. So having this specialty device or this equipment is really gonna target those areas. So it allows you to step up your game into the next level.
All right, well, thank you for coming, listening to our review, and getting some ideas of how to use this thing.
Cool, we do appreciate you guys coming here, checking out the video. Like always, we do appreciate any of the comments that you guys have for us. We love the discussion on there. We're trying to build a community of garage gym, home gym owners where we could come together and we could start building a community where we could share ideas, share workouts, and share some of the equipment that you have and that you love. So if you like more of this content and you want to jump in on this community, be sure to like and subscribe and share it with your friends. We appreciate you.
Until next time.
Train hard.
Bye.